Hey everybody, Digger coming at you with another school bus update. This video is going to kind of be a little weird because I've been jumping around doing this, doing that, and doing those and everything like that. So, well, it's going to just jump around. So, enjoy it. We are deburring everything. So one thing we need to do before we can start covering anything is deburr everything. And what I mean by that is all the jagged edges that I made when I cut everything, well, I need to take a flat disc and go around and clean up all the edges on that. That way when I do cover everything, we don't end up with any little splinters poking through the materials. So I've got like 90% of the interior transported back here to the house, and I need to start getting everything deburred, and then we can start cutting foam and getting things covered. So let me show you what we got. Believe it or not, this is most of the interior. All the seat backs are here, all the seat bottoms are over here, and all the little top pieces and all the little design pieces. All that stuff needs to get deburred around the edges, because you can tell, if you can see that right there, there's a little piece of splinter hanging off of that one. So everything needs to be ran around with the flat disc, and then we have all these to do. So we've got all that, and all this, and we also have, for the black Formica stuff, we also have, let's walk out here and I'll show you even more. Right here we have all the base of the seat bottoms that need to have the black, what do you call that stuff? Yeah, the countertop material, Formica. But we got to put all the Formica on these and get all those all deburred also. So, because like I say, around the edges things are a little rough, and just running around those with a flat disc will take care of all that. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to get my 4-inch angle grinder out. I'm going to find me a good flat disc for it, and then we're going to put you guys on a what do you call it, time lapse, and just show you how I get it done. And excuse I'm having a bad hair day. So it may look ugly today, but we don't care. We're in the house.
Realize this is not on.
Alright, so some people may wonder why I want to do this. Well, the reason is, when I wrap this with the tweed and everything, you don't want any of these little splinters to deform the edge or stick out or anything. Plus, it's just a nice thing that while I'm handling these, I'm not worried about getting splinters. So that's why we do this, and it makes a better final product in the end, even though it all takes time. Oh, and why do I have pink headphones? Because purple wasn't available. Honestly, I have such a small head, I had to go with, these are made for kids because I have a small head, but they work just fine. Everything is deburred. There's all the seat bottoms, window parts, and front wall parts, seat bottom parts, all that kind of stuff. So everything is all now deburred. So now I can get on to some other stuff, like wiring. I got to figure all that stuff out eventually. So I've already started wiring a little bit in the bus, but I got to get this amp board done. Yeehaw! See you guys in a little bit. So right here we've got the side panel pieces that the lights go in. Got all those all scrubbed, cleaned, sanded and painted and all that kind of stuff. Got this one over here, and we also have, this is the piece that goes above the door. I know here in black it's kind of hard to see it, but that's the piece that goes above the door, and that's the piece that goes over the around the front air conditioning unit. So we've got to put all the little vents back in, the screen and everything like that. But this piece I've got to pull some tape off of it and everything, but otherwise it's done. So we've got all these pieces all prepped and ready. And that box right there is some of the foam for the seat bottoms. So we are moving along. What you just saw me do was cut up some of the Formica, getting it ready for the seat backs. So what we've got now is all of these over here. They're all cut down approximate. And then now what I'm going to do is glue these to those. And then once they're glued around it, then we can run around with the router and trim it right up. So right here I've got my my countertop material, my Formica. I'm going to glue that down to this. Now the seat bottoms go over here, so it doesn't really matter how far this runs over or what the edge looks like. If I wanted to, I could put this nasty edge right on there. It's not going to matter. But, well, okay, I'll turn it around this way, glue it on here, and then I'll drop in with the router, go around the edge, punch the hole for that, and that'll be that. Now when you're using this contact adhesive, you have to spray both surfaces. It sticks to itself. Make sure you get around the perimeters. Right now I'm using this Gorilla Glue just for demonstration, but I have the Landau top adhesive that I'll actually be using for most of everything. So once you have that all sprayed on both sides, you let it sit for a minute, then flip it and stick it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over, because this piece has a roll to it. It's been rolled up for a long time, so I'm going to flip it over and let the weight of it just sit on that for a little bit, and once it all dries, then we can walk around it with the router. I'll let that one sit for a little while and move on to another one. Alright, so I'm jumping the gun just a little bit because it's really not stuck yet, but I'm going to show you how I walk around it with this. glue's not really stuck yet, but now that that's down there, all I gotta do is punch the hole for this, walk the router around that, and then that'll be ready for a cup holder to be inserted. So for right now, I'm gonna mix up the good glue and get these stuck proper, because this is not working. It was just for demonstration purposes. I'll go ahead and route it around this one real quick. So you can get an idea of the edge that puts around it. I did go around and spray this edge black just because if somebody looks down in there or whatever, you don't want them to see the wood creeping up through there. So, like I say, these two are going to have to be re-glued, but that's no big deal. They're already cut to fit. So we'll just put them face down against each other for right now. I'll pop them off later. Alright, so what I'm doing now, I have all the seat backs laid out. They are all face down, you know, because I want the foam to be on that other front side. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go around with a Sharpie and kind of outline all these, and then I can go back with my butter cutter. I'll show you that here in a little bit, and we can cut all this stuff out, get it all. You gotta remember to label anytime you do anything. You know, once you put a perimeter line around it, go back and put whatever the P number was on that with the arrow. That way you don't get discombobulated. Alright, so now that I've got everything all marked out around everything, I can go out now and get my butter cutter and I can start cutting all those to fit. But first off, I have to move the cat. Swirly, what are you doing? You old crazy dog. And dang cats. Alright, so what we got here is the Butter Cutter 5000. If you don't have one of these, you really need one. This stuff will cut through foam. Well, it'll cut through foam. So that's what we're going to do, start cutting some foam. Something else I'm sure that I have pointed out to you guys before, that if you fall short on your foam, all you have to do is make a seam. If you spray your contact adhesive on both of the side surfaces, stick those together, then you can't tell that there was ever a seam there. So, just a little tip of the day. Alright, so we're going to start gluing some stuff, just so everybody knows what I'm using. That's the good stuff right there. Put that in a 2.0 spray gun and shoot it right out. So I already got the gun preloaded. Got my couple pieces laid out here. And excuse the noise, I've got a leak right here and my compressor will probably kick on as soon as I pull the trigger. This lays out the glue really nice and even though. So you gotta let that, because it is contact cement and you spray both sides, you gotta let it tack up a little bit before you roll them over and stick them together. And once you stick them together with this stuff, they stuck. This is the good stuff. I I believe right now that Landau top stuff, the price has went up. A couple of years ago, I was paying about 45 bucks a gallon. Now it's 90 to $100 a gallon. So what I do though is once I get these all glued together, then I'll do one final walk around with the butter cutter, get them cleaned up and everything, maybe sand them or whatever. There are things you can do with the foam, but then I can start cutting pieces of black tweed to fit. Usually when I do something like this, this is going to be the bottom of the seat back, this will be the top. I will make sure, if it's a little short, I'm going to put the gap down at the bottom, just because up at the top, you can roll that over, and once you stretch it a little bit, you won't even notice any step or anything. But I say these, they're already glued. So I can put those off to the side and grab another one. I just have these stacked up out here, that way I can quick grab them. I wonder what Cletus McFarland's doing today. That's the last two of this batch, and then I will pull the Formica pieces back in here and get those glued up. I want to line a bunch of stuff up so I can glue it one time, because once you load that gun with that glue, you want to use it as much as you can, because that thing's a nightmare to clean out. Hey, are you subscribed? If you watched it this far, you probably ought to just subscribe. Just a thought, people. Just a thought. Alright, so there's those done, so I'm going to go out here and grab the Formica things. Okay, as you saw earlier, I used the spray can stuff. Here's why you don't want to use the spray can stuff in your bus, and you want to use the Landau stuff. It didn't stick. And I knew it was going to do that, and that's why I didn't just go crazy sticking a bunch of them. But I'm going to leave it stuck a little bit. I'll peel up one side, glue it, and put it back, and then glue the other side, just because I've already routed around the edge on the first two pieces. What am I doing? What am I doing, Scoob? Yeah, the gun's getting a little goofed up right now. I know that's going to peel up right now, but I'm just kind of using that to spread it out on both surfaces. Wonder how hard this one's going to be to clean. The last one was, it's up there. I never cleaned it well. Once it all gets up in there, it's fine to clean. It's really not. Okay, feel this side up just a little maybe. No, that side's stuck alright, so I'll probably leave that a little bit for right now. I don't want to get glue all over this. It's just a pain in the butt to clean. Try to get a little bit out of here. This stuff, it's not hard to clean up or anything. It's just, if you can avoid getting glue on it, avoid it. Makes it easier in the long run. Alright, I'm going to wait to pop the drink holders until these are all glued up. Just fine. I got a burger on my finger and I can't get it off. Next. Excuse me, I sneezed. Still need to set up for a few more minutes. Yeah, I like Elmer's glue better. And yeah, you should really use this in a well ventilated area too, man. And hey, YouTubers, don't forget to hit that little subscribe button and maybe even that little ding ding bell thing. That way you get updated and you know what's going on right after I do it. So tune in, there's more to come. The party starts here.